Commenced Monday? Yeah, Monday, September 23rd. An absolutely gorgeous 5-game slate this final week of the MLB regular season. So gorgeous, in fact, that I started diving into NBA prep today. That was fun. This is fun as well because I get to hang out with Jake for an hour. Jake, what's going on?
Not much. You were doing NBA. I was doing some NHL stuff, trying to figure out how to account for these bonuses and projections. They redid the scoring on Draftkings and added a bunch of arbitrary bonuses.
Well, let's talk about that for a second. What are these bonuses?
So they're adding it's like a three block shot bonus, a 5 shot on goal bonus, a bonus for multiple, I think 3-point games, a bonus for a hat trick, which I already had, and then a bonus for 35 plus goalie saves. So
It's easy to add in. I could help you there if you need it.
I think I figured out a way to do it, but I don't know. I'm going to talk with Alex about it too. So if you have an easy way.
Yeah. So what's a normal projection for somebody that's good at blocking shots? Like, how many shots normally get blocked?
Let's say like 2.5.
Okay. So you said anything, you need 3 or more?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So like right away, you know that the most that you're giving anybody in that bonus is half of the bonus.
Right.
So like if let's just say that it's 3 or more and you have somebody projected for 3. You're probably giving them somewhere in the neighborhood of half of whatever 50%, the bonus is for that.
Okay.
But you just kind of need to set up a distribution calculation for whatever the stat is, and then it's going to spit out a percentage, and you just shoot that percentage against however many points you get and pack it on.
That's what I figured. I did something like that. I think I figured it out, but yeah, never fun when they completely change everything up on you.
That sounds like a really terrible change, by the way.
No, it's awful. I mean, it's unnecessary.
You chop a lot in hockey? Like, are they just trying to?
No, they're just trying to get the scoring up so people like scoring 170 rather than 46.
Kind of why my wife's fantasy football league added PPR this year to make the scores more fun.
Yeah, but
it's all the same, right?
Yeah, yeah. So whatever, they're doing that. It is what it is, I suppose.
Okay, so get the plugs out of the way first. Live Before Lock is the promo code. 50% off your first month of Awesemo Plus. If you've ever wanted to check out what we have to offer, and we are getting into the prime time where we're covering literally everything. NHL is knocking on the door. NBA is knocking on the door. We'll still have some baseball content through the playoffs. NFL is deep in it as of right now. How'd your NFL weekend go?
It was good. It was the best yet. I made a little bit of money across the few sites. I played on Fantasydraft. I think I broke even on Fantasydraft. Made a little bit on Draftkings. But yeah, it was fine. It looked like it could have been pretty big for a while. I had a ton of Kyler Murray, and he didn't quite get enough. I still needed more from like Fitzgerald and Kirk. But it was pretty good overall. It was nice to be in the green for the first time this season. What about you?
It was nice to be in the green for the first time this season.
Yeah.
I had a half sweat going in the Fantasy Draft Hooters contest, so shout out to the presenting sponsor.
Nice.
Finished 65th.
Oh, cool.
So that went well. And to everybody that joined Chris and I yesterday for Live Before Lock, what a fantastic passing performance we got out of Lamar Jackson. Just an incredibly accurate passer. Shocked to see him not succeed throwing the ball. Who could have seen that coming?
So I actually tuned in and I just saw like that part, and then I don't know what I was doing. But maybe I just tuned you guys out. But I did hear that part, and the chat was.
I lit chat on fire yesterday.
Yeah, so I don't know. He's supposed to be improved. I think that is the point. Still, I don't think he's like a top tier passer or anything like that. But you definitely looked good with that call yesterday. I will say that.
I was happy about it. Not gonna lie. I sent the screenshot to Chris like in the third quarter, and he was like 16 of 35 or something garbagey. Actually, I think it was worse than that. But anyway, live before locks the promo code. Sign up for 50% off. Get Alex's projections, which fueled me to a fantastic day on Fantasy Draft. So I'm very happy about it. Went very well. Finally in the green for the NFL. In the green for the season now, too. Thank God. It was that big of a day.
Oh, was it really? What
Yeah.
did you like 3-4x? What was it?
4.
Nice.
Yeah.
Damn. That's really nice.
Shout out to the boss man for the goods.
Yeah. Been using those projections. I felt just really good heading into yesterday's slate, and it's always nice when it works out like that. But now, like once you get that first week where you're not losing money, it's like, man, I'm gonna make so much money for the next 14 weeks.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's the sign of things to come.
I felt like Freddie Kitchens for the first 2 weeks, and now I feel like Bill Belichick.
Same.
And shout out to our presenting sponsor, Fantasy Draft. They ran the Hooters contest for the NFL in week 3, which I could not help but be a part of as much as I possibly could. It's a great contest. They are running that's different. So they're running the 700K Hooters main event for this Sunday, week 4. $28 entry fee, which is an interesting price point, but I'll take it. I prefer it at 25. I'd prefer them to lower it personally, but go wherever we need to. 28 to get in, 25,000 entries, 700K prize pool. So you're looking at 100K to first again. Not too shabby there. And it's the only place where you're going to be playing rake-free daily fantasy, clear across the board. Every contest they pay out, they're paying out 100% of the money that they bring in. If I hop over to my profile right now, just since we have aligned ourselves with Fantasy Draft, I have $115.70 in rake-free savings. $115 more than I would have had previously. So thank you very much, Fantasy Draft.
I'm at 501.
There you go. Now. Nice.
So I'm gonna have to up my subscription. Right now, I'm at the $3,000 a month. But I mean, if Fantasy Draft keeps this up, I have no reason not to pay the extra flat fee. I'm trying to see what it is right now. Actually, I think it's like
I have them here. So it goes from free for up to your first 100 in entries, $6 for a month, up to $1,000 in entries. So right there, let's just say that you hit $1,000 in entry fees. Mm-hmm. You have paid $6, which is 0.6%. So a little bit different there. $14.99 up to $3K in fees, and then $50 a month up to $10K in entry fees.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to get up into the. I don't know if I'll be playing 10K a month, but definitely more than 3 if they keep rolling out these really nice contests for NFL. So, and I'm playing some MLB during the week as well. I'm playing there tonight, as you guys all should be. They got a big $25. I'm not sure if that's going to overlay tonight, but maybe some. No, it's actually filling. That's actually good to see. So, they got some good rake-free contests for MLB too.
Yes, they do. Might have to take a look at some of the PGA that they're running too. Not the 3K $25 contest looks pretty sizable.
Nice.
That'll work for me. Not a huge PGA prize pool, but just getting into it. The Hooters main event looking good for next weekend though too. And if that's not your cup of tea, I mean they've got contest sizes up and down from $1 or from $0.25 to the higher stake stuff. So you can find it. If you like Jake, smash the like button. If you dislike Josh, smash the like button. If Jake is greater than Josh, smash the like button. That's probably going to be a lot of 3 across the board.
I don't know. Might get some dislikes on that one too. Shout out to Gerard in YouTube chat. He said so I remember his message the other day, 9th in some tournament and won 10K, and then got 4th in the $16 on Friday for 5K. Pretty cool stuff.
That's awesome, man. Congrats. You ready to talk some baseball?
Yeah, I see Jimmy Rollins is in chat. We're ready to go.
It would be really interesting if that were real.
It's like Jim Rollins. He's like a businessman now.
Yeah. He's got a suit on.
Yeah.
I'm going to grab our most recent updated ownership projections just to have it in here. We can take a lap through some pitching. I have retired from baseball for the rest of the season. Can't do it. Can't bring myself to it right now. So we're going to run some crunches on screen. We're going to hang out for 45 minutes. And then lineups will lock, and a half hour after that, you will get Nolan and Eric for live before lock for the Redskins-Bears game.
Sounds good to me. I'm playing that showdown.
I was going to try to be more specific since I call EMAC Eric from time to time, but I'm not totally confident that I could say Eric's last name without butchering it, and I don't want to be like Laffy, who has whiffed on Adam's last name for years, even though they've been doing a show together essentially every day.
He just did it on the show right before us.
I know, that's why it's fresh in my head. So, Eric 2.
Eric 2.
I know I'm going to fail at it for that first time or two. It's a tricky one. So, Eric and Nolan coming up after this. Patrick Corbin, Caleb Smith, Adam Wainwright, Steven Matz, Clay Buchholz. Anything sound weird in all of that? Because those are the 5 pitchers that are 20% owned or higher today.
Yeah, I think Buchholz in that group is he's not great, obviously. He's not a good pitcher. He's got a 14% K rate. He's going up against Baltimore, which normally we think of as a pretty decent matchup. What's up?
Did you see friend of the program, Brick75, you see the name at the top of a lot of contests, has posted his screenshot of his rake-free savings into our premium Slack chat. He has saved on Fantasydraft $23,834.92.
Dude, that's disgusting. I mean, it's obviously a great thing, but man, he's obviously one of the higher volume guys, but that just goes to show like he's all in on fantasy draft. I mean, he plays in every contest there, as he should. If you're playing that kind of volume.
Yeah.
So he coined the phrase, if you're not playing on fantasy draft, you just don't really like money.
Yep.
And he's proving that by saving a lot of money on fantasy draft since they implemented rake-free DFS.
Somebody in chat just said flex. That is the second coolest flex screenshot I've seen in the past couple days in the DFS industry.
Yeah.
Slightly behind Empire Maker with $600,000 in entry fees and 1.2 million in winnings.
Yeah. It was funny too. Like it was some troll account that was like, "Hey, you haven't been posting screenshots. What happened?"
Broke yet? Active winning 1.4.
Yeah. Just like currently winning. The slate's about to end. Just
meanwhile, that guy's in $1 3-way.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. The Osmo account did respond to Gerard in chat. Someone was asking about your NBA model, how long it takes
to build it.
Yeah.
I mean, not long now that it's like the 6th iteration of it. But still, like, I don't know, 12 hours from start to finish to get everything cleaned up and entered in. Got to grab all of the new people, all rookies, grab their dates of birth, positions. It's a lot on the back end, but I know what I have to do. I wouldn't even be able to direct anybody to do it. I would recommend signing up at the website and using Alex's projections.
Yep. Exactly. It's really tough to make your own projections for anything.
Yeah.
I think if you're trying to do it in a different way than everyone else.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, I started it in 2014, so it's
unreal.
It's been around a bit.
Yeah, seen a lot.
Okay, I cut you off because of Brick's screenshot, but starting pitching.
Yeah, Buchholz, so he's cheap, obviously, but that's kind of where it ends for him. It's not that great of a matchup. You do have some good hitters in the Baltimore lineup. Hayes is a guy who's getting a lineup bump here for Baltimore. I kind of like the Baltimore top 6, to be honest, as a stack on DraftKings and Fantasy Draft. So I'll be looking to get going the other way in my 15 Fantasy Draft lineups. I think I'm going to end up with a couple of Baltimore stacks. They're actually hitting the cap right now, so Baltimore is going to be one of my higher owned stacks. I'm going to have 20-ish% Buchholz. Like, I would imagine he's going to end up on 3 to 5 of my lineups, somewhere in there. But it's just not a spot where I don't think it's really necessary to eat the Buchholz 30+% ownership on this slate.
I mean, I think it's interesting that Corbin's ownership is the same as Buchholz's ownership on DraftKings.
Because everyone's
you're
going to pair.
seeing exactly what's happening there.
It's like Corbin's a fine play, but if you just look at the projections on the site, his value grade sucks. Under 1.8, and I get he's expensive, but you're paying up for a few more raw points than Steven Matz, who is, he's chalk too, and way chalkier, but he just opens up so much more. Like, the possibilities are endless when you play a good value at 7,600 compared to a better raw point play at 12K. Like, if I was playing 150 tonight, I would end up on just a ton of Mats the more and more I look at it. And I wasn't sure if I would get there this morning, but very favorable projection that we're seeing in Alex's a model here. And no one around him is really close to touching him value-wise. And then the only guy ahead of him is Corbin. So
if I were playing, I would probably have close to 100% Mats.
I would be closer to 100 than 50, I think.
Yep.
So I'd be 75, 80%, somewhere 90. I don't know. But I'm going to get well over 50 on Fantasy Draft. I just don't really see a reason not to. Like I said, he's chalky, but first of all, pitcher chalk doesn't really scare me that much, especially when it's just a good play. Matz isn't a bad pitcher. It's Miami. Phenomenal matchup. He's a 2.2 run favorite, minus 260 right now. The Marlins are projected to score 3.2 runs. That's a half run less than the team Corbin's going up against. It makes all the sense in the world. If it blows up, it blows up, and I lose my money, but pretty good chance I end up with 100% of Mats.
I'm going to run a crunch right now for DK to see how much Mats / what's the other name I'm looking for? Buchholz.
Yeah.
See how much I'm getting in these guys.
Clay Buchholz is pretty brutal.
Is he? I love him. I mean,
he's
he might be my second favorite pitcher on the slate.
It's just the price, though.
Right. Oh, that's more than true. That it's
how much Buchholz are you getting?
We're about to find out. I haven't run a crunch yet.
Oh, okay. I thought you were looking at it and saying that.
No. I'm grabbing it now. We haven't gotten the final lineup yet, have we? We have Cardinals.
Yes, we have. Cardinals are in. Lourdes Gurriel got scratched for Toronto. That does matter because Toronto is going to be a popular team, highest implied total on the slate. So if anybody didn't catch that, Gurriel got scratched. The Gurriel not for Houston because Houston's not on the slate. So.
Dude, I didn't think about the fact that this is the last week for Dong picks.
We're coming down to it. We didn't make one on Saturday, did we? On our show? No, we didn't.
Forgot we did a show. Now, all I know is I am in first in both pick rates, so really all that matters to me.
As it should. But you've got some people breathing down your neck here, so.
I do. One of those people is not Chris Baggs, though.
Yeah, I think he's what's the award? He might win the Triple Crown for what's the opposite of the Triple Crown?
I mean, I think we're looking for the Mendoza line, but I think that's too big of a gap.
Right. Yeah, he's going to win the Mendoza award. That's a better name for it.
That'll work. We could, Chad, if you can think of a better name for what happens when you're the worst at picking dongs, help us out on this one.
Yeah. There's got to be, someone's got to be creative in here.
All right, so I'm just going to run 5 nakeds as a dummy crunch, and we'll see where we end up.
Should I remove Guriel in premium slack? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He's out. Yep. Unless I'm just making that up.
Ilya, I know you do play on an international site, so if you get points somehow for people sitting on the bench, then feel free to keep Guriel in, but I don't get the sense that you do.
Yeah, don't just X them out. If you have Fantasy Cruncher, it's great. They do it for you. So you just refresh the page and they'll take them out of your lineups. Ooh, so I just ran 20 on Fantasy Draft. I've got caps, but they're pretty high for pitching. I got 65% Corbin, 60% Mats only. A little bit surprising. I wonder if I take the caps off pitcher, what's going to happen if I do. I'm going to run those same 20, but take the pitcher caps off and see. How's your crunch looking?
I'm about to click crunch right now. Gonna run 300. Actually, you know what? I'll run 150 since that'll be a bit more practical for this case.
Yeah.
A lot of mats. I did 2 uniques, 100% rando, no caps.
Oh, 2 uniques only. Okay. I have actually, you know what? I have a lot of randomness on. So for hitters, so I get more than I usually like around 3 uniques for most sports. But yeah, I'm running 1 unique to try to get it to go faster. But because of the endless possibilities infield, outfield on Fantasy Draft, it runs a little bit slower.
I was like, dude, it's a 5-game slate. This thing's gonna cruise. What do you? I ran 153 times already. Now, Fantasy Draft is worse.
Well, it's just slower because there's so many different guys that have dual position eligibility, so it takes longer to calculate.
Okay, so we're getting a lot of names for these. So don't look at YouTube chat. I'm gonna read them off. Right. You give me your thoughts. I'll judge by your responses. The Wrong Dong Award. Okay. The Jeff Mathis Award. The Limp Dong Award. The Head in the Sand Award. The Impotence Award. The Triple Frown.
Triple Frown? That's a nice play on words. I do also like the Jeff Mathis Award.
So
just because we just dog on that guy all the time. He's probably a nice guy. I don't know. But boy, is he bad for MLB. Well, he's actually great for MLB DFS, actually, because he's like 2K and he just gets thrown in with Rangers stacks whenever they're chalky in July. So thank you, Jeff Mathis. I'm sure you've actually been good for my bankroll.
I appreciate this YouTube chat. I appreciate it. Okay, so I ran 150, 79% Steven Matz. I think that's not problematic at all.
No, that's not.
Ooh, the Triple Clown also works.
Triple Clown?
Yeah.
It's pretty good. Underdong Award. 79
Mats, 34 Wainwright, 30 Corbin, 20 Buckholz. Okay.
It sounds right.
56% Blue Jays stacks.
Oh, did you not cap at all?
No.
Oh, okay. I wonder what happens when I don't cap at all. Because right now I have the most I have out of 20 is four stacks because of my individual caps I have on.
Highest exposed hitter was Billy McKinney.
Billy McKinney. That's pretty good highest exposed hitter.
Yeah, I mean, lead off against Baltimore feels pretty good to me. On the top stack tool, Toronto, highest top stack odds, and they have the highest top value percentage, and they are over their ownership share. So, as of right now, coming out with 150 of Toronto doesn't seem too shabby.
Yeah, they they look very good. So.
My top 5 in terms of exposure that came out from Fantasy Cruncher match the top 5 in top stacks odds.
Wow. You've got a pretty good model then.
Well, I don't know if 56% Toronto and then 20% to the next team is correct. I'm going to set Toronto to 30%, or I'm going to set everybody to 30% team stack caps. Get a little bit more variability in there. It's going to be a race now. Oh, Billy McKinney, no longer the most exposed hitter. Trey Turner out in front.
Really?
Trey Turner, Billy McKinney, Juan Soto. Capped Toronto at 29, which got Washington 27, Mets to 21.
All right, I'm going to increase my caps and see what I can do here with my 15 lineups. I haven't, since I started doing this stuff in Excel, I haven't just exported straight from FC and then uploaded stuff anymore.
No, neither have I. JD Martinez or Adam Eaton for tiers? Got to be JD, right?
Well, I mean, ownership matters there too, right? But let's see what the difference is. Martinez, 11% ownership in regular. Standard. Who was the other one? Eaton? Yeah. Eaton's 19%. So is Eaton the more popular play? They're the exact same price.
I'm so confused right now.
Give me JD there. I know it's a tough matchup versus Snell, but you're taking the better hitter, IMO. So why not?
Wow. You said give me JD?
Yeah.
Yeah. I will take Adam Eaton, and I don't think it's close.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really making me look bad there. Why is it not close?
So, ignore on the other end of this, though, Alex has JD projected higher than Adam Eaton. So,
Eaton almost doubled the ownership.
Yeah.
So there's that.
To be honest with you, I am a little bit of an Adam Eaton guy. This is a guy that shows up a lot in my crunches normally, so a little bit of a skew there. It is close. I like the lack of ownership for JD, though. I'm with you there. And JD does have a higher odds of hitting his target score, even though he has a lesser score for me in fantasy points itself. So, yeah, I think JD is a little bit better unless you're playing like Tiers Cash.
Tiers Cash. Wait, do they have that? They probably do, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Promo code for Yahoo. Not entirely sure. This is a fantasy draft show.
Yeah.
If you want to go read Emacs Spotlight Hitters and Stacks article, you might be able to get a little bit more information. Head to awesemo.com to do that. It's 6:31, Jake. We don't have many more of these. Dong pick time. I'm honestly super excited to make this. I might just sit it out. Make you guys catch me. You are right behind me on percentage of dongs.
I know. So
that's because you and your stupid 4 double dongs.
Sometimes you just gotta get them in bunches.
Okay, here are the current standings. Emac and Jake are tied at 32 dongs apiece. I have 29, Spags has 24, Randone has 11. Emac is leading Jake in correct picks, just days where you were either right or wrong, 29 to 28. I've got 27, Spags 22, Randone 9. I am in first in both percentage picked and percentage dongs. Jake is in second in both of those things. Emac in third. Spags in fourth in pick rate and dead last in dong rate. Man, saying that out loud gets to be just incredible fun. And being on the show for this final week is incredibly valuable.
It is.
You are the leader in the clubhouse, sir. The floor is yours. Who's your dong pick?
Why don't you give me... It's between two guys for me, both on the same team. So I'll take the GOAT, Pete Alonso.
Number 1 in my model.
Yeah. No style points. So give me the chalk guy.
I like it. I was not going to go to him, even though he was number 1 in my model. Let me pull this up just to make sure that I'm right here. I am. I will take Juan Soto.
You bastard. That's a good pick. God.
Have I taken... All right, I've had him 3 times, 4 times. I'm 1 for 4 with Juan Soto this year.
I've had him a few times. I feel like it hasn't gone well
You
with
had him
Juan.
Friday.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you were right.
Well,
It didn't go well.
God.
Let's see if you've had Alonso at all. You've had him. Wow. You are 2 for 3 with Alonso so far.
Oh, that's my guy right there.
How happy are you to hear that?
Yeah, there we go. A little 3 for 4. Small samples. That's what we love at MLB DFS. So.
It's very true. It's very true. So now we are waiting on Mr. Eric McPherson to pop in. I don't know if Spags has the guts to make a pick today.
I don't know if he does.
He should. G-Man Choi coming in for EMAC.
That's an interesting pick.
That's bold on this final week.
Why is that? Well, it's not bold. Is it? Is it that bold?
I think it's very, very bold.
All right. You would know better than me.
It's bold, not even on my model either. Like,
how?
He's 39th in my model.
Oh. Yeah, I guess 39th on a 5-game slate is that's bottom half, isn't it? Or close to it?
There are right 84.
Yikes. Well, Emacs overcome the odds a bunch of times this season. He's only got one. He has 0 double dongs, right?
Emac?
And 1 triple.
He has 1 double, 1 triple.
Oh, okay. He does have a double. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought for some reason he never had a double dong. But
anybody used Choi? Yes, Jake, you used Choi once, didn't get a dong. Emac used Choi on August 22nd, my dad's birthday, did not get a dong.
All right.
Any sign of Spags? Emac was between Choi and Santander.
Santander?
Nah, I'm not familiar with this player. I'll say this much. I would have taken Santander.
I would have as well.
But I'm also not leading in dongs, so what do I know? Emac has made 18 more picks than me. Made 5
crazy.
More than you.
He's just showing up every single day. I guess I've been on the show probably the most.
It's the Saturday. It's the Saturday Sunday count that gets you.
Oh yeah, because that makes sense. But that's so many picks for not being on a show. He watches us religiously.
Ochi Blue says, Josh, you should take Adam Eaton for your dong pick.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Fair call. Fair call. Let's see what's Eaton's home run prop look like. Not great.
Man, preseason news. One of my most exposed goalie is not playing tonight, so that's fun. No Carey Price. You might actually know who Carey Price is.
Is that a woman?
Okay, no, it is not. But close. He's a goalie for Montreal. So he's not playing. If anybody's playing preseason NHL DFS, I know you're all scrambling.
We barely have people in here to listen about baseball.
Yeah, maybe they're just, we're just good content, maybe, for some people. I don't know.
I really like the way that this 150 lineups came out for my generic crunch.
How many Nat stacks do you have? Now we're on to bats here.
41.
Nice.
44 Toronto, 41 Nats. Is that right? 31 Mets.
You say 44 Toronto?
Yeah, 29% Toronto, 27 Washington, 21 Mets, 11 Cardinals.
Those are my favorites too. I think the Mets are probably my favorite team. I'm a little disappointed they're getting a bunch of ownership. On Fantasy Draft, it doesn't matter as much for me because there's just less entries. So I can deal with it. But on Draftkings tonight, I think the Mets would get filtered out of a lot of my lineups just because of the total ownership of them, assuming they're still really chalky.
Yeah, we got an update.
I think we're still. Let's see. It's up 2 hours ago, so that's probably incoming in the next few minutes.
I like this though. I like this.
Anything you feel like you're missing out on?
No sanity. I don't have to sweat games and find out that all of my guys came out in the 4th inning. Pretty much just that.
No, I was talking about on your crunch.
What do you mean? Oh, you like something that's not showing up? I'm a little surprised that there isn't more Buckholz, but 24% seems reasonable.
That's probably where I would be at, like 15, 25, somewhere in there. If I was making 150, like that's not someone I want to be overweight on. I get that he's the only option in that tier, but there's a real chance he goes negative. And Baltimore stack you could easily see as the nut stack that wins it all against awful Buckholz.
Yeah, Greg and Chai Looking and other people in YouTube chat calling out for likes. I agree. We're here. We're grinding until the final day. I think it's interesting that my optimal lineup with the 5-man stack on it is 2.5 points ahead of my second highest projected lineup.
What's how many uniques are there between the two? There's 2?
Yeah.
So what's the 2v2 that gets you that much better?
It's more than 2.
Oh, no, yeah, I know how many uniques you're using. I was saying.
Gotcha. So it's one lineup has Wainwright, Turner, Soto, and Grichuk.
Wainwright, Turner, Soto, Grichuk. Okay.
And the other one has Corbin, Ahmed Rosario, Dexter Fowler, and Jonathan Davis.
I like the first one.
So do I. That's the one that's projected higher.
Yeah.
I like dropping to Wainwright to get Turner and Soto and Grichuk in lieu of paying up for Corbin and getting Ahmed Rosario, Dexter Fowler, and in particular, Jonathan Davis.
I'm just not a big Corbin guy tonight. Just what you can do with the rest of your roster. So
you can make a really nice Nat stack with Mats and Buckholz. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's the reason to get to Buckholz is to play the Nats.
Yeah, 1 through 5 in the Nats with McKinney, Biggio, and Wilson Ramos one off. One lineup with Shepard, one lineup with Julie Chassin as well.
Oh, I mean, I didn't need to get to those guys, but I don't think I would need to, even on DraftKings. 6.4K for Shepard here. Did Toronto's total just drop a little bit? It was just at 6, I swear. Now it's at 5.7. I mean, whatever.
I have it as 5.7 in my sheet.
Okay. I swear I just saw it at 6 a few minutes ago.
People are saying that Wainwright and I are doppelgangers.
You and Wainwright?
Yeah.
I'm trying to think about what he looks like.
I mean, I guess I get that. Speaking of doppelgangers, I used to get Shia LaBeouf when I was doing my streams solo. I watched his Hot Ones today.
Hot Ones?
Hot Ones.
Oh, you told me about this, actually.
Yes, chicken wing eating show. I could see this, I guess.
Put it up on the screen. Let me check it out. I'm on delay here.
Okay.
I see. I'm just looking at the old man. That was like the 4th from the left.
Now somebody's saying it's Michael Wacha. How many different Cardinals pitchers am I allowed to look like?
I get Wainwright and Wacha mixed up so much in my head. Like which one I think sucks. Because when you're not,
Wacha Wainwright mix is now what's said. Okay. So Michael Wacha looks more like Hot Magic to me than anybody else, at least with this hair.
I'm waiting to see what Wacha looks like. I can just Google myself.
Yeah, Wacha is way more Hot Magic.
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out to Andrew Barron.
Dude, you don't look like either of these guys.
No. The one that I've gotten the most is the dude from Bridesmaids. I think we've had this conversation before.
What's his name?
I remember. I'll get there in a second. Chris O'Dowd. Which I've never really understood either.
Somewhat. I could see it.
That's a weird one to me. This one I don't understand.
It's the red hat and the beard. So they're just naming Cardinals.
Josh, did you see Shia LaBeouf do the 5 fingers of death? Of course I did. Destroyed it too.
I look like Carey Price, I suppose. That's not that big of a stretch.
The woman?
Yeah, the woman.
What a callback,
Yeah.
All right. Top exposed catcher for me on my dummy crunch. Wilson Ramos. First base, Tellez. Second, Biggio. Third, Vlad. Short, Trey Turner. Outfield, McKinney, Soto, Eaton. What is my cash lineup? What if I delete that stack?
You're just gonna run it, no randomness, just run one lineup.
I'm gonna still leave randomness in there, but
oh, you are. Well, isn't just the first one always gonna be?
Yeah. Sure. I guess
Okay.
I don't need any randomness in this particular case. Well, I was thinking like, oh, it's a 14 game slate. I need to I'm not in the mood to deal with running this for a while. So I took randomness off and took 2 uniques off. Josh, do you take any meds? What? No? No, I don't.
What a weird question to ask someone.
Yeah. Wow, is that real? 113.28. So my optimal without a stack is not all that different than my optimal with that 5-man.
5-man Blue Jays?
4. McKinney, Grichuk,
Yeah.
McKinney, Grichuk, Vlad, Tellez, Turner, Soto, Wilson Ramos, and VR.
I think those are all the Blue Jays you mentioned are all good building blocks for a cash lineup. We don't talk about cash too often because if you have an optimizer and good projections, it kind of makes itself for the most part. But when you get a $3,300 guy leading off with the highest total on the slate, that's probably a guy you should have, especially as an outfielder in cash. You mentioned, was Grichuk another guy? Grichuk, Vlad, and was it Tellez?
Yes.
Those are your 4? Yeah. Yep. So you're basically just capturing the top of the Toronto lineup and leaving out Biggio in cash. I think that's
swapping out Biggio for VR.
Is it Wainwright Matt?
Yep.
You're pairing? Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I would do at first look. So
let's see. In my top 3 lineups that pop out, Wainwright and Matts are in all 3. Ramos is in all 3. Vlad is in all 3. Turner is in all 3, and McKinney is in all 3.
Wow. As they should be.
Matts was in 100% of the 80 that I ran. McKinney in 98. Vlad in 95.
Wow.
So yeah, if you're ever curious on what the cash lineup is, real easy way to figure it out.
Yep, you just you can just run one lineup with no randomness, one unique.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. It'll pop out what the optimal is at that time. You could re-upload projections if you do it earlier in the day. Re-upload the projections from the site once lineups come in as late as possible would be best, and just let the projections do the work for you and spit out your optimal lineup.
What are you seeing in your crunches, man?
Well, I'm all done here. I got 87% mats. It's 13 out of 15 on Fantasydraft. One thing I'm a little bit surprised is to see is that I got 27% Caleb Smith.
And is that more or less than you were expecting?
That's more.
Okay.
I don't really love Smith's spot tonight. Obviously, I love the Mets. I think Peter Alonso's going to dong off of Smith. But I suppose there's not really other options in his range besides Wainwright, who's getting a bunch of ownership. Did Smith's ownership come way down? Not really, man. 27% on the last update. Do we have ownership yet? We still don't. I don't know. Maybe his ownership drops a little bit, and I feel better about that. But the Mets are tough, really tough lineup. Smith doesn't go super deep in games, which has been an issue when he's priced up a little bit. And he's a massive dog tonight. And it's 80 degrees with 10 to 15 mile an hour winds blowing up.
I mean, that's not too crazy, is it?
I
mean, I guess for a 5-game slate, you're trying to take any edge you can.
I suppose, but I think I would rather just get more Wainwright.
I only got to 13% or 12% Caleb Smith when I ran this crunch. So
I thought I would get him like one lineup out of 15, but I got to one Eflin lineup. That's terrifying. Like I would never get to Eflin if I was hand building, even if I was hand building like 20, 50 lineups.
He did not show up at all.
I think he's the worst play on the slate.
0 for 150.
Yeah, when you factor in price, matchup, strikeouts. Let's see. Look at Alex's projections. Take out everyone but the pitchers. Eflin, not even the worst value grade, but he's bottom half easily, and he's 6,800. That's pretty tough to do.
Worst, Snell?
Yeah, Snell, but he doesn't really count on DK.
No,
because 10-3 over there is priced like he's going to be a full go, and he's having a Cy Young season against the Red Sox. Man, Shepard and Chassin just get no love even for cheap guys, and neither is Eflin. So it's Buchholz, and that is about it. But even Buchholz, he can't even hit the 2x threshold on Alex's value grades, which is kind of where you want to see him.
Yeah, it's hard to want to go to Shepard or Chassin. I mean, I think that's why I'm only seeing them each in one individual lineup.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Who did I not get? I think that's always an interesting question. No Sandy Leon, no Jorge Alfaro.
I would get some Alfaro probably as a leverage play.
I got every first baseman at least
Everyone?
once. Yep.
How many are there?
There are
It's probably like 11
12 people have first base eligibility. I didn't get 4 people with second base eligibility. Do you have any guesses as to who they are?
The 4 people with second base eligibility that you did not get to. No one on Toronto. Whoever is on Miami, Isan Diaz.
Correct.
You got to him? You got to him?
You're right.
Chris Owings.
I did get to Owings.
Ooh.
2,100. Right. I ran 150. He's 2,100.
Brandon Lau.
Correct.
Okay.
That's 2.
2
to go. Do you want teams, or do you want to try to guess at least one more before you get one off?
Let me guess one more here.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think back to your stacks here.
You're just trying to wait until the YouTube stream catches up?
No, I think I'm looking at the lineups page. I'm not looking at YouTube stream. You definitely got to Alberto.
I did.
Definitely got to the Mets. I named the only guy on the Red Sox. The Tampa game. So it's got to be someone either on St. Louis or Tommy Edman.
I got Tommy Edman.
You got Tommy Edman?
Yeah.
What about Escobar?
I did get Escobar. So final 2.
Who the hell?
Starlin Castro.
Oh, man. I thought for sure got to him. All right.
Cesar Hernandez.
Damn, I thought for sure you got to Hernandez too, just because he's cheap. But
1 third baseman, and technically it's 2, but we already named Starlin Castro. So There's only one other third baseman that I did not get. You get this one. Good for you.
One other third baseman.
If you have Fantasy Cruncher open, open a DK tab and you can get the specific position list.
All right. Oh, I don't have it. I'm just looking at this lineups page here. Let's see. Third baseman that you did not get to besides Castro.
Mm-hmm. Because I didn't get Castro, but we already know that.
Devers.
Are you watching the damn stream?
I'm not watching the stream.
Nails it. Devers.
I just figured it couldn't be obvious. And lefty against Snell. It's kind of expensive, low total. Maybe you didn't get to him.
Spags flying in with 13 minutes to spare. 652. Wilson Ramos.
Just trying to not fall under 20% at this point. That's what he said.
That's bold pick. All right, shortstop. There's one guy I did not get.
All right. Are we sticking with the Red Sox theme here? Probably not. Rojas?
I got Rojas.
Bertie?
I got Birdie.
What the? All right. Definitely got to the young Willie Adames.
Gets it.
Yeah.
There's too many outfielders for me to name. Interesting question here. Throw one Marlins stack if running 150. Let me lock it on just Marlins stacks here. And we'll see the difference between optimal Marlins lineups and then optimal stacked lineups to see how big of a discount you're giving in fantasy points. It's an interesting way to look at things.
Yeah. I think it's going to be substantial. I still wouldn't do it. Like I get the leverage. I get that Matz is expensive. I get that he's chalky. But you still need the Marlins to do really well. Even if Matz doesn't have a great game, it doesn't automatically mean that Matz is doing anything or that they're going off.
So here's an easy way to describe this. When I ran my crunch previously, the lowest projected lineup I had was 96.86. That was in my 150 that I would, in theory, play.
Okay.
The highest 5-man stack I can get from the Marlins projected to 96.67. So at best, it's like one of the garbage lineups at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
But it would barely be in my 150, and in theory, it wouldn't be in at all. Right. So no, I would not really recommend it. Alfaro, Castro, Birdie, Rojas, Brinson, Grichuk, McKinney, Goldschmidt, Corbin, Wainwright. Yeah, that is so far off a decent score.
Exactly.
That I cannot recommend it.
Yeah, I just like it's going to work out with the Marlins. We talked about it at the beginning of the season. It's going to work out every once in a while, but I think if you stack this low of a projected team with this little power in a bad spot, it's like I don't even know if that pays off long term.
Yeah, I would not recommend it. I mean, that's why they didn't show up at all.
Just got here. Any interest in Wainwright tonight?
Yes.
I think we both like Wainwright. He's my second favorite guy behind Steve Matz.
Oh yeah, Steve.
Yeah,
you guys BFFs.
Yeah.
I hear a bunch of women screaming downstairs. My wife is having book club today.
Wine club?
Now book club, literally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, also wine club, I guess, but actually book club. She reads a ton. Constantly.
Man, what a dork.
Yeah, I just go to sleep instead.
Oof. People talking about Marlon stack. I put the dong pick tweet in the YouTube chat if you guys want to tweet us your dongs. We only got a few more chances this season. Specifically, I think 5 more chances, including this time. Yeah, we'll have 5 more live before locks, and that is really about it.
Well, 5?
Ownership. Yeah, 5. Well, we've got tonight. We've got Monday through Friday of this week.
Yeah, so 4 more.
Yeah, I said 5, including this one.
Oh my god, my bad, dude.
Oh, ownership just got updated. Eddie just pushed one out, so there we go. Let's see if there's anything crazy that we need to talk about.
Yeah, I'm grabbing it as well.
Oh my goodness, Matt's went from 46 to almost 60% ownership.
Steven Matt's 59% owned.
Man, that is. I'd still be over on him though. I still am. It's too good of a play. It makes too much sense.
Wow, that's a big number.
KDiz 11. I mean that's the point. That was the point of the phrasing. If you didn't understand dong picks, we could certainly call it something else, but we didn't.
I'm running the 150 again with the updated ownership.
You think it's going to change a lot?
No, nothing crazy, but just a little bit.
I would get less mats for sure, but 60% of a pitcher, no matter who it is, on a 5-game slate is a lot. But
I don't think that Steven Matz's ownership makes the Marlins any different in terms of what we just said. By the way, we're kind of getting that question.
Say that again?
I don't think that the increased Matt's exposure makes the Marlins more interesting.
Yeah. I agree.
All right.
Where would they have to be for you to consider like a Marlin stack in a single entry? Where would Matt's have to be? Like 80%?
No, it's not even about Matt's. The Marlins themselves would have had to show up with a higher projected score.
Right. Yeah, they're just so poorly projected.
Matt's can die without the Marlins being any good.
Mm-hmm. Or they could score like 5 runs.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, well, sweet, but yeah. What is going on Twitter right now? People talking about
29% Toronto, 25 Washington, 21 Mets, 79 Mats. So I'd still be north of the field. 4 minutes to go before lock. At least I hope so. If it was one of those 7-10 locks, I might have to pack it in. Coming up immediately after this at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Not a long delay. Eric and Nolan talking Bears, Redskins showdown for tonight. So come back and check it out. Should be good stuff. You playing Showdown?
Yeah, I'm playing Showdown. I've got my lineups ready. Just need to figure out what contests I'm getting into. So you're still not there? Still not playing?
I can't do it.
Well, both the quarterbacks fit with ease.
I bet they do. Like if I was gonna do it, oh god, no, I can't. I'm not even gonna.
I wouldn't do it now if you weren't planning on it, but
well, I was looking at like a 20 max or something.
Right.
Right. just to have some skin in the game while I'm awake. But after I'm done producing, I will not be watching that football game.
Are you producing that show?
I am producing that show.
Okay. I was the backup producer, I guess.
Oh yeah, I was. There was a decent chance I was going home today.
Right.
Didn't have to.
Well, that's good news, right?
It is good news.
There's so preseason NHL talk really quick. There's a goalie that's not playing tonight, not even in pads. That is 19% owned.
Wait, like post lock?
Yeah, we just locked.
Sorry,
So,
that stupid 705 slot gets me.
Yeah, Carey Price. That was the guy I was talking about.
Oh, she's not owned today?
She's not owned.
She's not playing, I mean?
She's
19. Playing. Should I be playing preseason NHL?
Dude, just go in Slack. I mean, this will happen in NHL, like regular NHL. at some point there will be guys that aren't playing. There's guys every night that aren't playing because the contests are big enough. But late news is incredibly important in NHL.
Yeah.
And you have 25 to 30 minutes to react most times. So if you're smart and like even if you're running 150 or more lineups, like Brick does it all the time, and he never plays guys that aren't playing, so you can react really easily. And it's not like projections change all that much, but like you'll get a surprise goalie that's not playing and it'll be like 6% owned. It's like, oh, cool. Now I'm playing closer to rake free on some sites.
Craziness.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I've never seen a 20% owned goalie that's not playing though.
I mean, that's how many games?
4 games.
Okay. So of 8 goalies, this guy is making up 1/5 of the exposure.
Correct.
And he will get 0 today.
He will get 0.
Barring an injury, I guess.
Yeah.
Wow, that's bad, man. I mean, literally just having one of those other goalies is a profitable play today.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if it works out, but just funny. You don't think NBA preseason is worse?
It's all the same.
LMAO, preseason NHL is when you know you have a gambling problem. JK, good luck type of. So I know he's joking, but like people always say, like, oh, you're such a degenerate. You're playing preseason, and it's like
that's why.
Exactly, you're playing it because there's a huge edge when you're having the correct information while other people aren't.
20% of those lineups are playing a player short today.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a perfect example of it. But like, if you do your due diligence or pay for someone that does it for you, then it's way softer than a lot of regular season contests. So that's why.
Jake, we made it.
We did make it.
Live Before Lock is come and gone. Thank you guys for joining us. Best of luck tonight in your contest. Again, tune in at 7:30 for Nolan and Eric. Thank you to Fantasy Draft for being the presenting sponsor. I will see you guys again next week in the Hooters contest. Looking for better than 65th. And Lamar Jackson stinks. Jake, anything else?
I do not endorse the Lamar Jackson stinks takes.
I don't think Lamar Jackson stinks. I think he's actually good. He's just terrible at throwing the ball. That's neither here nor there.
He's amazing for DFS.
I completely agree.
That's all that matters to me. So, gonna watch this football game. Maybe order some pizza. Watch Nolan and Emac.
Nope.
Take it over for the next.
Not Emac.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, Nolan and Eric. That's right.
Easy mistake.
They're gonna take it over in about 25 minutes, and I'll be tuning in, watching that, and then hopefully making some showdown. Good luck.
There you go, guys. Later on.